I mean, our whole success story on Creamfields is based purely on good people. I mean, we've got some amazing partners. We've got some partners who we've worked with and we don't work with anymore. And whether that's because they're not so good or because they don't like working with us, I'm not quite sure. But all the success stories on Creamfields, for me, tend to be with guys who I think are really good at what they do. We sort of are on the same page in terms of the reason why we're doing this. We're on the same page in how we want to present it. And again, we show some flexibility, and we have to incorporate some local requirements and some local needs, certainly in terms of talent. But yeah, you know, I mean, we've sort of tried to discover a new way of expanding the business through a license stroke franchise, which means that we provide support from the UK along with the logo in terms of talent booking, in terms of marketing, in terms of event management. But essentially, the festival belongs to the local guys because they're taking all the risk and doing all of the local service, all of the local job in terms of building the site, acquiring the licenses, and also finding the funding to put the show on.
Cool. You're talking about sort of new talent, and I want to bring in Mark here. Mark, do you think it's the personalities behind the brand that make some of these brands work? I mean, we could argue with Wall of Sound. I'm not going to blow smoke up your arse, but you are a bit of a whirlwind. No, please. You are a whirlwind, and, I think Mark Jones is Wall of Sound brand. And I think, with Cocoon, you've got Sven. With Fuck Me I'm Famous, you've got David Guetta. Do you think the personality behind the brand is important?
Don't ask me, ask the artist.
All right, Kathy.
No, you know what I mean. From that point of view, it's like, it is what it is, and they have to deal with it. But, it's like-minded people. And if people aren't searching, if they're recording artists, or DJs who are making music or whatever they are, coming, and coming to the label or approaching me, or they're people that find, the heritage and the kind of history of the label and the dynamic and the energy of what the label represents or has represented through the years, something they can relate to, then great. If obviously I work incredibly closely with every single artist I've ever signed, so it's a personal thing with me. It's my company, it's my life. It's it's not some accountant book thing. Do you know what I mean? It's everything to me, and I wouldn't sign an artist or work with anyone unless I had that relationship with them. It's just not like that. So, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, you can analyse it, and obviously, maybe there is an attraction to certain people that come to the label, whether it's, I don't know, Jacques Leconte, Stuart Price was 16 years old at school when I signed him, and now, there's an evolution there. I don't know, in more recent times, you've got bands like Röyksopp who lived at the top of a mountain in Norway. I mean, it's not like these people were kind of, knocking on the door. I mean, it was meant to be, and that's how I feel. And even bringing it up to date more now with acts like, I don't know, Reverend and the Makers, and Grace Jones, bringing it right.
Tell us a bit about the Grace Jones story, because it is a good story. Go on. People want to hear the Grace
Jones. Which one?
Well, the story about the fact that she hated the Aeroplane remix. That's a good story.
Is my lawyer here? Again, why do I keep mentioning lawyers? It's me, a band who's not. Aeroplane, a fantastic remix unit from Benelux, who have done some amazing remixes. Did a mix of Grace for me of William's Blood, which Grace didn't like, because Grace doesn't really like much. Well, she does, but you just got to kind of get it to her in the right place at the right time. And I think Grace came from that heritage of remixes, sort of not taking an energy away from what the feel and the meaning of a track is. And Grace said no to the mix. The mix weirdly found its way onto the internet. Which... and then became pretty much the biggest remix in the world. Via blog sites and everything else. No idea how that happened. And Grace was on a yacht in Cannes, having a party after a concert she did, and was dancing, as she does. And the track came on, and she was really dancing. And then realised it was actually her track that she was dancing to, and stopped the music and said, "What is this? It is amazing." And obviously, it was made clear that it was the Aeroplane mix. To which point, she called me up and said, "It's incredible." And I went, "Yeah, that's cool." I gave her Aeroplane's phone number, who were DJing in Ghent that night. I called the boys and said, "Somebody's going to call you." And they were in the middle of a DJ set. And she called them. And they kind of lost it a bit, I think. But I don't know. I mean, obviously, there were forums and websites going on saying, and essays saying how it was a fantastic marketing genius move by the record label. But I obviously took full credit for it.
Absolutely.
So that's one story, anyway. Another one?
No, that's a good story. We'll come back to some more maybe later on. That was good. That was good.
Round of applause.
I want to bring in Kathy now again and talk a little bit about brand extension. And I'm going to talk to both Pasha and Cream a little bit about it as well. But Kathy, you've got a perfume range as well.
Yeah.
Now.
Called Ibiza.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, is there a danger that you can dilute the brand? Do you think, if you put other products out there, that you move further away from your core brand?
No, I think, for example, when you made my perfume Ibiza, it's like because I worked on the movie. I'm an artistic director on the movie, and the story about the movie. It was about the launching perfume, and inside the script, the perfume is called Ibiza. And I asked to the director, I say, maybe I can make the real perfume, and they say, okay, let's go. And that's it, it's an opportunity, But, and for example, when the people from the Stade de France, they call me to organize United, and it's an opportunity. And David and me, we made, the thing like this. And for Fuck Me I'm Famous, it's a party, and we have also the merchandising, and we think about maybe the world tour, for the party. And some people, they ask to us about Fuck Me I'm Famous party inside the festival, and we see, we don't know exactly what we do with the brand or with another name. I don't know.
Okay. Johannes, with Cocoon, I know sort of James had talked about franchising. You've sort of taken Cocoon out live globally, but you haven't franchised, is that right?
No, we haven't franchised Cocoon yet, because the Cocoon Club we have in Frankfurt since 5 years now is based there, and it's a concept with restaurants, and to transport such a big concept to another city takes a lot of manpower, and we only have one Sven, so it's quite difficult to open another Cocoon Club anywhere in the world. But we are doing Cocoon parties all over. We have like a Cocoon residency in Tokyo. We do Cocoon events in Buenos Aires, in Brazil, in Mexico, together with Amnesia, and all over Europe. And this is the way how we are bringing our music, our ideology of how to party to different places.
Okay, thank you. Danny, I mean, I know with Pasha now you've kind of moved into motorbike racing sponsorship and stuff like that, haven't you?
Yeah, we did move that way, but mainly because people within the Pasha group were actually involved, with that scene, and we just thought it'd be a really good way to do some marketing. No other nightclubs were really doing it, or lifestyle brands, and we just thought it'd be a really good opportunity to do something a little bit different, Yeah.
Okay, James, have you any plans to do anything like that? You're going to start sponsoring Everton?
We tried about 10 years ago, I think.
Can you do Leeds, please? We could do with some money, to be honest.
I don't think we have that much money available.
Oh,
It's a prop.
it's Scouse humour, eh?
That needs a lot of money.
It does.
Look, I mean, we've been doing this now for nearly 20 years. We've tried a few things. They don't work. We're not the Ministry of Sounds. We're not even Pasha. I mean, I think maybe geography, because the fact that we're not in London, or maybe because we're not in Paris, Kathy, that we can't launch a perfume. We're in a northern city, and we sell tickets. We put bums on seats. We put people into clubs, and we try and give them the best night of their lives every Saturday night. And that's what we've been doing for 17 years. And the strange thing is that actually we do get offers to do various things, and they're difficult to turn down because usually there's a bit of money attached. We tried an MP3 player a couple of years ago because we had the Ministry of Sound were doing really well. Ours failed miserably, and I think at some point, and you know what, somebody gave me an amazing piece of advice, and this guy's got a lot of money, and he said to me, you know what, you should stick to what you know, and what we know is nightclubs and festivals, and that's what I think we'll do. And every time I try and step out of that, I lose a lot of money. So I'm going to spend the next 5 years just doing what we're doing it as best as we can, and try and make as much money out of that as we possibly can.
Cool. Well, I think that's quite a good point to throw it open for questions. We'll do about 10 minutes of quick Q&A. And then I've got to try and, with your help, and I think with the panel's help, come up with a question that you're going to vote on, I believe. And I think Beatport people will be giving us their view on that as well, I think. So we've got 10 minutes for Q&A. So you've got these people here with fantastic global brands. So please jump in with some questions.
Go on.
Come on, don't be shy. No questions? Well, a question here. Yeah.
Hello?
It's on.
I'm just curious, with something like motocross racing and launching a perfume, like they seem very tangential to what you're doing. What do you expect to see in the end from that? Is it just brand awareness and trying to expand your brand to new markets, or is it capitalizing on your current kind of customers?
Shall I start?
Yeah, Danny, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I suppose with things like with motor racing or whatever, that really is down to brand awareness. It's as simple as that. You're not trying to do anything other than put our logo into people's minds. With regards to the franchising, we've got 24 clubs now worldwide over 7 different countries. But the reason that succeeds so well is down to our partners. It's really down to the individual on the ground. It's no good trying to open a pasture with somebody who you don't trust, who you don't know, and who doesn't know their own territory. We've opened pastures and they've closed as quick as they've opened. But at the moment, most pastures have been open beyond 5, 6, some 20 years. So, it's got, it's like James was saying with the Creamfields, it's about the partners on the ground. It's about the people you're working with. And you become good friends as well as business partners because you're like-minded people. Again, it's like Mark was saying. It's, a lot of the guys who run the pastures, when we all get together, we're all like-minded people. We all believe in the brand, and we all, we believe in our logo and what we do, our philosophy.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Pierre Raban from Dubai. I just have a very important question regarding a lot of artists. I'm sure they have that in their heart. You guys have a very strong brand, okay? Why don't you use this brand to promote good new talent, You realize, for example, you come to a place like in Dubai, okay? It's spoiled. Why? Because a DJ comes there. He's getting 40,000 euros, and he's playing really not good music. Commercial crap. And the thing is, and he thinks because you have this Bojol Arab, all the Arabs are waiting for them to pay. That's bullet, that's rubbish. The thing is that the big brands like you, that you're working so hard, let's say, Fuck Me I'm Famous, you cannot do it in Dubai because of the name.
No,
but
I would like, but I can't. Sorry.
For example, David was there a couple of times. I met him, and he played amazing set, and that was the David Guetta gig.
Yeah.
Pasha night, the guys who were there for New Year's Eve, they had a bad luck. It didn't happen because of some problems. But the thing is, just why don't you use the brand and promote a good DJ? There's so many good new talent coming up. Don't put again all the new labels coming up, the same DJs all over again. I was in Ibiza 20 years ago, The guy was working with Strictly Rhythm, playing good set. Then they start the label, the music starts to be very commercial. And then actually you're infusing to the new generation a music which is really not the music anymore.
I think it's really unfair for you to assume that none of us promote new music and new artists. I think just because we have a so-called brand and we also have reasonably successful business, I think it's wrong for you to assume that we don't do that. I think every one of us in our own fields of different genres of music and our own businesses, at some point, even this year, will continue to promote new artists and new DJs all the time.
That's what I'm saying. I would be really appreciate to see new artists coming up because there are plenty of them just waiting for your help to get promoted. Thank you very much.
We've just done a project for over the last 2 years where, the standard club compilation, if you like, started to get very same, and the nightclubs are all going to go out trying to buy the same tracks, put them on and the albums were the same but in a different order. So a couple of years ago, we started a new way of delivering that, and what we did is we actually signed artists. The last one we've just done is an artist called Goldfish from South Africa, and the album is actually called Perceptions of Pasha, but it's actually all their own music, totally their own music. Now, we did that for 2 reasons. One is that we wanted to present a compilation within our series of compilations that's totally different to what anybody else is doing, any of the other nightclubs. We also wanted to do it so that we could utilize them tracks individually into other elements, whether it was for syncing with TV or so on. But also so that new artist, instead of selling 5,000 albums as Goldfish that nobody's heard of, they sell 60,000 albums as Perceptions of Pasha by Goldfish. So we're always looking for ways that we can help and present new artists in that way.
Thank you very much.
Mark, do you want to jump in on this?
Yeah, come on. I mean, it's Wall of Sound that's what it's about. New music. Okay, Grace Jones, Futurist. It's new music. I mean, it isn't really kind of, it's always been about that for me because it's been about changing people's lives. And I don't just mean the artist to sign and give them the platform that they want, whether that's a brand new artist. And all the artists that I've worked with, none of them have come from another place, whether they're, Royksop or the Propeller Heads or whatever. It's always their first. It's the first of something. There's no point in, for me anyway, creating the second of anything. That isn't the point. It is difficult. I mean, it's difficult to, we have the latest signing I've just made is a DJ electronic music outfit called Ocelot they've done a lot of remixes at the moment. One kid lives in Texas and one lives in Leeds, and they've made the music over the internet, which is, hey, it's pretty cool. But, it's giving the opportunity, and what we can do is the other artists and DJs and people that are signed to the label, whether it's Tiga or whether it's, I don't know, all of these people, we have that opportunity to give them a platform. And it's about, for me, it's about not just changing their lives, but changing the people's lives that hear their records for the first time. It's all about that for me.